Hey, brothers and sisters, I just want to encourage y'all to check up with God. Just check up with God. Simple prayer, simple request. God, where am I at? God, where's my heart? What do you see? What are things I'm missing? What do you want to tell me? Just check up with God. Whatever you're doing. Like, ask the creator of all things, who knows all things, sees all things, for understanding, for wisdom. He says, above all things, seek for wisdom and understanding, even if it costs all that you have. He says the beginning of wisdom is to get wisdom. But there's another verse that says the beginning of wisdom is to fear God. I think they kind of go hand in hand. See, today I was thinking about the fear of God, and I was also thinking about the fear of Satan. And yesterday I was posting a verse, and the last 2 days I've posted a lot about God's in control. He's in control of everything, good and evil. And once you really start pondering that, it comforts you so much. You're like, wait, God, you're the Father of spirits. You're the one that's in control of everything. Like, really. If you can really start seeing God right in that aspect, it'll comfort you. To where even martyrs and those that are beheaded, God's in control of. Yep. All of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, the vile. God's in control of that. You need to process this. You got to process this. Because see, if you don't, and you believe that the vile and the ugly are outside of his control, then we don't have an all-powerful God. It's important. If it's outside of his control, then maybe that evil and that wickedness has usurped God and triumphed over God and actually is the real God. This is important. These are important things to ponder. But if you get to the point where you realize, as it said, the disciples asked Jesus, was this man born blind because of his sin or his parents' sin? And he says, neither. But it's for my glory. It's for God's glory. He has a plan that's greater than our plans. I was talking to a lady today. I was telling her about Samson. I was pulling it up in Judges 14, and it says that Samson had a desire of this Philistine woman. His parents are like, why do you want this Philistine woman out of all the women that you could choose? Why would you choose a Philistine woman? And then Samson doubles down, and he's like, I want this woman. Father, go get me him. And it says, but the father and mother didn't know that it was the desire of the Lord. Because and then it goes on to give you the reason why God was desiring it. Because he wanted to infiltrate the Philistines. Because the Philistines at the time were over Israel. So God had a plan for it. But the thing is about this story, yeah, we get to see the beginning all the way to the end. And even in the ugliness of Samson being blinded, eyes gouged out, touching the dead carcass that was in the lion that God gave him the strength to kill. And all this situation of Samson in a way kind of being set up, God was also setting up a phenomenal victory for Israel. So there is a setup, and it is real, and there is a stage. All of it. It's true. Why do you think we call it the scriptures? It's because it's a script. And we got to process that. We got to accept that. But it's a beautiful script. It's a beautiful story from the beginning all the way to the end. The Alpha Omega is fully in control and always was in control. So once again, processing that God's fully in control all of it, who are you going to fear? And once you really process that, there is no one to fear but God. He's the one that's in control of Satan. Why are you fearing Satan? Now, I know I'm logically breaking this down to you, but let's let the word do it. God says, do not fear the one that can kill the body, but the one that can kill the body and the soul. So let's reprocess this, because God's saying, don't fear the one that can kill the body. You could pretty much interpret or replace that with, don't fear Satan. Yeah, he can kill your body. He can behead you, martyr you, this, that, and third. Just like Judas, Satan had entered into him right after he ate, and you saw what happened there, right? So yeah, he died. But God's like, don't fear that one. Fear the one that can kill your body and your soul. The one that calls the real shots, that gives the authority to the one that does kill the body at times. But that's all he can do. He can go no further, just like Job and Satan and God in this beautiful story of God being like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, but you cannot touch him. That's the first requirement. Job 1:6, go read it. Then Job 2:1, second occasion where the sons of God pull up on God. And Satan comes again after he failed his first attempt, destroying everything Job had. But Job still has his health. And then Satan says, well, only because he still has his health. Take away a man's health and he'll curse you. God grants him the permission, the authority, the power to do this. Satan goes to town. Job's down bad. But he can't kill him. Why? Because God said you cannot kill him. This is important. This is important. What happens when God says you can kill him? Meaning all the apostles, all the disciples, all the thousands of people who've been martyred and beheaded and killed and persecuted. See, that's the part we don't sometimes read into Job. That, yeah, God allowed the suffering and the torment and the distress up to a certain point where God was like, yeah, but you can't kill him. That was the line for Job's. But we know there's a line where God's like, no, but you can kill him. And it's glory. In Revelation, God, there's the plea and the begging. God, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? And he's like, nah, man, you don't get it. The script hasn't been fulfilled yet. Not enough of my saints, my chosen ones, have been beheaded yet. This is the Bible. This is our God. He's like, I'm fulfilling what you talking about. You getting off script, Peter, but yet not Peter. Satan, because Satan was the one working through. Who did Christ rebuke? Get behind me, Satan. But who was he saying that to? Peter. When what? Peter was trying to tell Christ, you don't gotta die. It's this beautiful story that God's like, I'm fulfilling all of it. Every single dot and T I'm going to fulfill. And so our duty is to study the script. Know your role, man. You got to learn your role. You got to, who are you in the story? That's what you got to learn. And play your role. Do your role. Learn it to a T. Know everything about it. Good, bad, ugly, high, awesome, incredible. Learn your role and do it well. But in you playing your role of the script, never forget who the script writer is, or the scripter is, the one that created all of it. Never forget that. And the script ends off in victory for those who are seeking and in the will of the Father and desire his will and put their hands to the plow and do their role and don't look back, all the way up to dying, because you ain't scared to die. These are the things that we need to hear and be encouraged of and be reminded of. Once again, the Samson story, just to break it down briefly, God's the one that lined up Samson into that situation. It was the Judges 14. Go read it. Everyone's so hard on all God's people. God lined this up. Samson's vow was that he cannot touch a dead carcass. God gives him the power to kill a lion, and then in killing the lion, there's a honey hive, a beehive of honey in him. And the lion, after you had the strength to kill a lion, which is already like, what the is going on? God knew the plan from the start. God's like, Samson, you gonna have it rough, bro. Your eyes are gonna get gouged out. Sheesh. You're gonna try to find refuge in the enemy. But even through it all, thick and thin, ugly, I'm gonna use it. Is this not the same thing he did with Peter? He was chilling with Peter, kicking it with all of them when he already knew they were all gonna betray him. He already knew the script. Ben knew the script, and even shows to them, I know the script, Peter, you about to do me dirty. But to my face, you telling me you love me, but yet I know you're going to do me dirty, and I still love you. And even when you're in despair and you think it was so overwhelming and that you've lost it all and that you've gone apostate and you're unworthy, yeah, I'm going to allow that to be on you a moment, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to comfort you, encourage you, and you're going to catch fire like you never caught fire before. God is holy. So I'm going to leave y'all off with that and just let you know your stories, your highs, your lows, your uglies, and everything. Yeah, your everything in between. God's already known. He's been known. And he probably sees you, maybe you individually who's watching this, at times, maybe right now, maybe down. And he's just smiling, knowing my son's going to get up. My daughter's going to get up because I dwell in them. And greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Hallelujah.